So with the true alien abduction, you got people that's just being whisked away and raptured away and pulled apart in opposite directions. They're being very polarized. So just know to look out for that. Look out for that. Know when that energy is building up. Be very empathic and be very observant, because you'll know how they coming. You'll know what it's like when it starts to get tense. You'll know what their vibe is like. You'll be able to feel them. And what you want to do is to really start to distance yourself. Don't jump into the conflict, because win or lose is going to lower your vibration. Win or lose, don't jump into these tar pits with these people, because they're under alien abduction. And we don't mean like UFOs flying in the sky, but what that stuff symbolizes. It symbolizes an unknown force from above that is of a higher level, of a higher magnitude. It's unidentified, right? And it affects people because it's alien, meaning foreign. It's foreign. It's a foreign invasion, an invasion of a foreign concept, of a foreign disposition, of a foreign way that you carry things. What's foreign to you, for example, might be running with a group of miscreants. That might be considered abnormal for you. So you make the distinctions between that and where you're going. And this will help you enter, and understand how to circumnavigate around people who are there to bring your vibration down. And it's not really their purpose. It might not be on their mind to really bring your vibration down. It might not be their literal motive to ruin your day. But they might just be walking in such an energy of ruin and negativity and be so dense and dark and murky that the contagion of that kind of vibration just can negatively affect anybody in their field. So they like the ones that really mess up a vibe somewhere. A lot of this gets expressed in society, identified as a term called creepy, right? That's one manifestation of it. Another is being too extra, right? Not all of them could be seen, like aloofness. These things can't really be seen because the average person in a social circle is going to be more centered on themselves and who they're directly talking to really notice who's being involved and aloof in any given environment if there's a multitude of people per se. But the ones that are more aggressive and assertive, the faster spinning electron, right? The more strongly charged ions are the ones that you really want to be on the lookout for. And again, I go back to Matrix 4 when I say the place that they were in is called IO. You owe what, right? They were in a place called IO. And if you know what IO is, what its symbols and what the symbols mean, you basically looking at an on and off switch. That's what IO is. Either the on or the off represents the I and the O. And you had this more prevalent with maybe like with older forms of desktop. Well, it was more so the buttons. But there's other mechanisms that have that switch right there where it's an on and off, like a coffee pot, etc. Where it's a plus, not a plus minus, but a slash and a circle, an IO. You take these things and when you intersect them, you put the I and the O together, you owing everything to yourself. When you can pull that into self, now you got Saturn again. Individuality all over again, with the ice ring around, with the frost, with the cold, to protect themselves with the rocks, with the ring of barriers, with the ring of boulders, with the ring of boundaries, with a sphere of influence that protects whatever you have going on. They were in a place called I.O. So these alien abductions are coming from all of these different things that are foreign to however you were. Now, understand conversely, too, like if you were negative and you're on a positive kick, the positivity is probably foreign to you. So that's an alien abduction of a positive degree. You understand? Across other schools of thought, these things are referred to as angels and demons or thought forms, right? Spirits, jinn. We go by many names, but the underlying principle and how these things operate still stands. And that's pretty much universal and thereby applicable, right? So in a nutshell, just look out for them and keep. There was this thing when we had to type, when typing was more prevalent, like computer typing, had something called a home row, where you basically had your hands, and from there you would basically just be able to, with muscle memory, get all the other letters mastered with your fingers because you were in your home row. You got to focus on your home row. Your home row, you know what your home row is. That's who you are all day, every day. That's who you are at your core, your home row. If you don't focus on your home row, that's when these different type of alien invasions will take place. And alien abductions, you'll be abducted by a concept or a disposition that is foreign to how you used to move. That's an alien abduction. I can neither prove nor disprove whether creatures from other dimensions are showing up or not. But I like the idea of expressing these things artistically for the sake of imagery and imprint. But what we can prove is that the energies and ideas of how these things operate exist. Yeah, there's things, higher circles of life, higher circles of people that move on a God level and govern lower circles. And they're foreign to the rest. The super rich would be considered foreign to the common person. The common person won't know who the super rich, the super wealthy really are. Like the trillionaires, if they were standing right next to us, we wouldn't know who they were. We only know what the media tells us. But like, there could be other trillionaires that's just walking around that they got enough money not to even have any press. They have enough money to eliminate press. They have enough money to be incognito, to remain inconspicuous, to be on and off the grid at the same time, to be everyone and no one, to be moving like Smith. And Smith's function, right? If we're digging into more Matrix folklore, he was trying to imprint himself, clone himself onto Neo. That's what this alien abduction is about. It's about how many groups of people are being cloned into a particular archetype. That's what's going on now. So you got this Wheel of Fortune with the whole pantheon of gods just spinning around, and wherever it stops, you move from there. But it's like Wheel of Fortune. You give it a spin, and the cycle of gods come around. The zodiac is also a wheel. Planetary energies again, right? Spheres, circles. Either way, you're dealing with 360 degrees of a concept. Now, we're not talking about higher degrees when you're flipping things inside and out. That's really what it means to go from 360 to 1440. You're flipping things upside down and inside out. Right? That's the only two ways you can really flip a thing, a principle or a concept. So just protect yourself, protect your crown, right? That's one of the last instructions in the Bible, right? Don't make sure no one snatches your crown. Because if your crown is snatched, now you're controlled by whatever information versus being a conduit of it. And the person who uses it, the information will use you. So again, this is Super T Sigma of Sigma Programming. Reaching is teaching. I thank you for your time and attention. Continue to vibrate high, people. Peace.